We're back in the game. It's a nicer day today. We're gonna clean this stuff up, and I'm gonna show you how I get better value out of my scrap. Dirty is good, free is better, but when you clean it you make more money. I'm gonna show you what I do, and I'm gonna do that right now. Oh, we got birds a singing, all that goodness. Went from snow-covered ground to 60 degrees. And what you got here is plated brass. This is tin shred. You just pop that off, just like that. Pop it off. Clean brass. I'll throw the clean brass price on the screen so that you know what we're getting. Okay. This is the same deal. I already showed you once. Take your magnet. Ooh, that might be the good stuff as well. Take that off. No magnet. The other one had some. It was ferrous because it had magnetization to it. I'll check this real quick. And we got brass out of that. Brass, nickel coated brass. Cool. Now these right here, these I like because they're already clean. I mean, if you can get them to where they're already clean, that's a bonus in my book. We've got a lot of stuff already cleaned here. So let's gather this stuff up. Yes, that'll go as clean where I go. So already we're in the money. Just on a few things. And for the price of brass right now, shoot, can't beat it. I'll take that little piece of copper number 2 out. There you go. That's a start. It's beautiful already. Alright. I could throw this in the clean brass, but it has a little piece of copper number 2 in it with a ferro on it. I'm going to take that little piece of copper number 2 out because I'm kind of getting greedy with my scrap now. Normally I'd leave that in there. But you know, rent coming up and all that. Bills, all that stuff. Bills don't stop because Texas froze over. And then you have it. I know it's a tiny piece, but every bit adds up. Trust me. See? Brass screws. Let's see here what we got. Metal. Metal. We already knew that, but I'm going to show you that. That wasn't hard, was it? Pretty. Now I don't have to do this because I know what's metal, what's not. I don't always know, but generally I do. But it never hurts to test everything. You know who wins? Your pocketbook. That's pretty. It's already clean. Nice. They'll take that, but I'll clean it up a little bit better because I like my stuff to look pretty when I go there. So when they see me, they're like, oh, that guy's straight. This one's cleaned out. This one's not. That's actually a thick piece of PVC plastic right there. Just takes a screwdriver. Take a screwdriver, shove it down in there, something like that. You can use a drill if you got them, but drills don't work for me. I think it's just spinning on the inside. We'll have to see. If that's the case, I'll just cut it off with a chop saw or a hacksaw or a grinder. It'll be close enough. Yeah, it's just spinning. I'm not trying to wedge anything in there. We'll put that on the cleanup list. This one also, let me check it. See, that one did decent, I believe. We'll see here in a second. There's a prime example. Let's pop that out. Clean piece of brass. And a nutter. You take your time with it. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Make a little extra money. Ah, that one ain't coming off. We'll get that in a minute. Let's see if we can get this off. I doubt it. It's all rusted up. Ugh, dang, son. I wonder if I can. That was froze on there. We'll clean it up momentarily. Alright, back to the election at hand here. Let Daddy get the right screwdriver. You take that little screw out. This is going to go in your screw bucket if you hold them like that. This is going to go in your zinc, hot metal, die cast, whatever your yard calls it, that's where this is going to go. And it goes in your brass bucket. Sometimes they have a bolt on the bottom, sometimes they don't. This one I got lucky, but I will take the rubber off here directly. I'll cut that off with a knife. Same with this. Zinc, die cast. I take that rubber off. Show you how I do it. And generally when I say let me show you how I do it, it never works out. When I put that down in there and grab it, put my screwdriver in this hole, and I just turn it. Because there's no sense in me getting two pairs of channel locks that I don't have to sit here and adjust both of them. Just like that, y'all. I'm not going to bore you with doing 4 more of these. 3 more plus a couple handles. I'll just fast forward this part. Turn that upside down. The rest of that's good where I go. I can cut that off, make it look pretty, but I'm not going to. This one's already ready. That's brass and that's brass. Everything's brass on it. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty here. These are those cheap Chinese snips that I got for free. All they wanted was a review on Amazon. They didn't even want a YouTube video or nothing. They just wanted a good review. These were only $9. Cheapos, El Cheapos. I've been using them for months now. I'll take this piece right here. I'll just pinch it in like that with it. I don't know if you can see that on camera. I'm not going to sit here and snip it all the way off with them things. I want to make them last. There's your brass, little nugget. And of course you just repeat the process on this side. Just like that. Take and bend it a little bit. Clean piece of copper. That's number 2. It's got stuff on it. I am not cleaning off the knots on there. E-waste Mike ain't got time for that. Take this off, as we do on all of them. The more you separate, the more value you're going to get. And your time is worth it. Let's go with these. Let's see what we got here. Nice little cut in there. And it's brass. Got a couple of these rings. They're zinc. But I'm going to check them anyway. I don't know if the sun's going to let you see it. Here, let me foul it up a little bit better. Maybe. Make it gouge bigger or something. There you have it. Now, I'm going to try to sit here and position this, but you can see in that gold, there looks like there's a piece of silver. It's because it's zinc. Same with this. You can turn them inside until, but you know, sometimes brass will have these and it'll be heavier. You'll pick one up and you'll be like, huh, this one's heavier than this one. But unfortunately all these are zinc, which is still a decent price where I am anyway. Now this weighs as much as one of those and it's smaller. I don't even have to test it. That's brass. This piece I don't have to test, but I'm going to for you. This is where the filter pulls up in your faucet and you screw this in. It's just like a little dirt filter. It ain't nothing special, that filter. Don't save you from nothing but a chunk of dirt in your mouth. Fouled that up. I don't see no silvery-ish color in there. It's brass. Same with that. It's too heavy, it's brass. And this is zinc again. Let's get to these. No magnet. No magnet sticking to it. Here, let me clean my damn magnet off. See, that's how I catch my bolts and screws and stuff. Wish I had a square magnet to put on the floor, like a 1x or something, on the ground below me. Maybe a little bigger. Maybe I'll melt some magnets and make one. I don't know. Alright. It's all shiny from the sun. Don't know if you can see that. But there's a little yellow in there. That's brass. Pick this stuff off the best of your ability. Try to pinch it at the bottom. Pull up. Because if you pinch it at the top, it's going to happen like I just did right there. Foam, huh? This is what we've come to, people. This all goes in as waste to pollute the earth a little bit more and more, you know? Global warming didn't happen last week, I'll tell you that. There you go. They're going to consider that clean after I yank this part off. Get it all. Clean it the best you can. That way if you do have a few pieces, you know, they're going to overlook, my people will overlook that little bit and that. They're not going to have me grind that all the way off. Every time I make a run, it's got to be over 100 pounds. Right now you're looking at about 50 something pounds, and then we'll figure out what it is when we clean it. I want to get to these. I already know what that is. Y'all know what that is, right? But let's see if the head is. Because a lot of times these heads, yeah, that's brass. A lot of times these heads are just zinc. Die cast. Whatever you want to call it. Everybody calls things different. They all equal the same compound when they're made. So, you know, it's what your yard tells you it is. That's what I'm getting at here. Now it's got some yellow marks in it. Brass. Brass. The only thing I have to clean off of there is that copper. I don't have to, But like I said, I'm kind of a little bit greedy, so I'm going to snip that copper off. Throw it in my copper bucket. I wish I could save my stuff like a lot of YouTubers do, but this is how I make a living, y'all. If I could save my brass and copper I turn in, you know, for a month or so, I tell you what, I got tickets right now. I can go back and look. When we were doing decent and it wasn't nasty weather, in a month's time I've taken over 400 to 450 pounds of just brass. Brass is a decent price right now. A lot of people won't even go for that little piece of copper, but I will right now. Shoot, man. Bills are due. It's fighting me. It's fighting. Just like that. That's kind of thick right there. This will go in your copper number 2 bucket. Alright, let me clean some more, and when I come to something good that I can give you a tip or pointer on, I'll hook you up. Alright, let's clean up one of these handles here. It's really simple. This is what the rich folk have where I'm from. You just turn this one off. Sometimes you get that piece of plastic rubber out of there, sometimes you don't. Inside of here there's a Phillips head screw, or whatever your country uses. Just turn that out. Find your magnet, check that screw. Another thing is if it sticks at all, I get rid of it. I know some screws gain magnetism or whatever, or blah blah blah. I'm not into that. Pop that out. Take this off if you can get it. We'll test that. I already know what it is. That's a heavy piece right there, boys. Alright, let's test this stuff up. Still showing brass. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. One of these days I'll have my GoPro 2000 or whatever they are. Whatever the new number is out, 9 I think. That's showing brass, which is sweet. Looks like zinc on the inside almost, but it's not. And this one here, this big valve, it's just for cosmetic looks. And that's brass as well. It's heavy. Got a couple more of these to do. This one's a little bit different. It has this little locking screw in it, which is an Allen wrench. I'm glad it was kind of out, because I don't know what kind of shape my Allen wrenches are in now. Alright, take the handle off. There is no screw on the inside of this. That bolt was just to hold this to the spigot. Let me get one and show you. That bolt was just to hold that to that spigot and keep it tight so you can turn this valve when you want your water on and off. So we got more brass right there, huh? We'll clean these other ones up and skip to the good stuff, I guess. I mean, it's all good, right? Alright, the last one didn't have this filter on it. You got to get that out. They do say something about that sometimes. Depends on how much you're taking in. You know, like I said, I only take like 100 or so pounds in at a time. So they're going to check 1 or 2 faucet heads. And I only have 2 or 3 faucet heads, you know what I mean? So let's get to it instead of talking, huh? Take this off. It's going to be the opposite. Take that off. Pop that filter out, and there you have it. Clean piece of brass now. Yeah, I moved my bucket up, it's getting heavy. There's that, and there's usually an inner one. They don't say a lot about them, but you know, like I said, I'm going to make sure I get everything I can out of this because the price is right. I like this yard. They pay me good. So I'm going to clean this up to the best of my ability. You get what I'm saying? The more you clean, the more you'll earn. That's a guarantee. May not have pinched that one hard enough. I'm trying to take it real simple and easy on these snips, but oh well, right? For $9. There we go. For the $9 that I didn't pay for them. I'm trying to make sure I baby them. Don't ask me, I don't know. Nice heavy piece of clean brass. That's a felony if you throw it at somebody in my state. Alright. Let's trim our little old piece of copper off of there. What I like to do is just put the handle down and just put my weight on it. Pinch it up and get with it. Huh? See if we can get this one. All that over that dinky piece of copper, but the price right now of copper is so high where I'm at. I'm going to get every bit I can. Alright. So, as I told you, we scratched the last one was brass, right? All you really have to do on these is put your little scratch on there. It's yellow. Hit it with a magnet. I don't think they make these out of zinc, but they might. I haven't seen one yet. I'll put it up here. This is pretty sweet. This piece of copper has a cap on it. Let me get the file going here. There you go, copper cap. Number 2, of course, because, you know, they put solder right there all along. And I'm not going to sit here and cut this up and clean it up for number 1. It's going in the number 2 bucket, and we're going to get paid. That's a heavy piece. All this right here, this will be all number 2, except I will cut this off right here. And this piece will be number 1. That sticker should not make it number 2. I don't know where you're going, but if they pull that number on you, I mean, you know what I'd tell them? I'd tell them, I'll load my shit back in the truck. I'll take it somewhere where I get paid right. But if they're going to complain about this, just take that off. Yeah? Sand that right off, man. This stuff here, it's not worth wasting your time cleaning up. Maybe pull a little bit of this off, make it look like you did some effort to it, you know. Pull some of this tape off, throw it in the number 2 bucket. These here, I cut these off because I'm a brass monster. Take that little rubber off, take these off. No, you don't have to. They're brass, I'm just letting you know. You don't have to. It's kind of swollen here. I don't feel like sitting there pinching it, but I will on this case, just to show you. Normally I just leave it on. It's going on copper number 2 anyway. There you go. It's a little dinky piece of brass. Get this piece of brass. And sometimes, if the pipe ain't too hemmed up, you can twist that one. But it's got paint all over it. I'll just cut this one. Snip that. Cut this in, throw that in brass. This will be copper number 2 as well. Of course, the wind will blow as soon as I hit record. I came across something interesting that you might not know, or you might know. All this right here is copper number 2 on here. Cut that off right there somewheres. Spin that off, and you'll see plain as day that that's copper. Then you got your brass valve. I thought I'd throw that little bit in there because some of the new scrappers that are coming out, there's a lot of new channels going on, and I see that they throw this whole piece in the brass. And I was like, no man, that's copper. It ain't much, but every bit adds up. Believe that. Yep. Take your snips. Just cut that little piece of rubber off. There you have it. Get your piece of brass out of there, because this is going to be brass right here. Check it with your magnet if you don't believe. Always check your work. You know, in the construction business, they'll say measure twice and cut once. Kind of like that. That's copper number 2, y'all. Nice little chunk copper number 2. Pretty, huh? Alright, prime example of what to look for happened just now. I was turning this nut off of here, and I nicked it. I already knew it was brass, you know, just by looking at it. But that nick shined through yellow. So you test that with your magnet. I'm telling you, it's brass right now. And you just get rid of this tin shred. And we're going to leave that piece of copper on there, because I'm going to leave that bolt in there. I couldn't get out. Call that a fair trade. Take that off. Now where's the big daddies? Get that to break free. PVC, yuck. Take these nuts off. Take my zinc caps off if I can get them off. Where's my... Got tools scattered everywhere, y'all. Tools scattered everywhere. See if we can get lucky. Sometimes these are a hassle, sometimes they're not. That one. I'll take this plastic cap off. Couple of zinc nuggets. Got your brass. And I'm going to zip that with the grinder. 2 spots, twist and pop. Same with this one. Oh, I got to take this. Let me turn this open all the way. Yep, scrapping can be nice and therapeutic for you. More zinc. Awesome. I'll melt that stuff up. Same with this. Sure, I could sit here and separate this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to zip it a couple times. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's hit this valve off of here. Yep. Brass nut. It's a shreddable steel. This cap doesn't have to come off. I just rip the plastic off or something, cut it off right there. Just pull it off the other side. I'll leave the cap on there. This one I might take this out. Let's see how hard it is. Let's see how hard it is to take this valve out first. Yeah, there you go. I got some movement. There you have it. I'm not going to take that copper number 2 off because I'm leaving a screw in there. I call that fair. I'll cut this one open as well. Let me finish up here and I'll get you guys a total of what it was unclean and what it is cleaned, because I've already weighed it unclean. Alright, the moment you've been waiting for. Me too. 0. I don't know why it keeps flickering like that. 0. Copper number 2. That'll be 6.8. I'll throw a piece in there to make it 7. 6.6, 6.8. 2 pounds for the bucket. Copper number 2. The zinc. About almost 3 pounds. That's getting saved for melting. This is the big boy right here, y'all. It's gonna take every bit of juice I got. 48.6, so 46 pounds of clean brass. Looks delicious. So we're just gonna keep pounding this stuff up until we get a couple 100 pounds. Until the next one, y'all. Have a good time.